Hey guys, welcome to the Vault. Leon and Pierre here. We're here to bring you some exclusive content. Today we're going to be previewing a little 5-pack from Pro Image Sports. This is pretty exciting. So Pierre, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, this is Pro Image out in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. And John out there, who's really like, he's the guy that puts this stuff together. He's like their head buyer for this specific Pro Image franchise. This is a huge franchise in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. And there's a store in Delaware called Fan Treasure. So it's like that whole area is kind of locked up by this Pro Image Sports franchise. And, you know, they've been doing cool stuff for a while. You know, they've got some energetic folks working in their stores. They're on Instagram Live quite often. John's a great guy. He's been in the hat game for 20 plus years. You know, I've been connecting with him quite often of late, and just a great guy doing great stuff. These stores are filled with great product, and they've got some really cool stuff coming. And, you know, I'm a sucker for hip hop. So you got a great little franchise that's putting out some heat. And then they put out a little 5-pack that is hip hop album inspired. So you know how much I love this kind of stuff, Leon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in that hip hop golden age, so to speak. So I guess what we'll do is we can go through hat by hat with pictures, and then I have them in hand that I can show them off a little bit and kind of give my take on them.
Okay.
But I will tell you, I just saw these maybe 5 minutes ago, in hand, and they look good. So without further ado, why don't we take a look at the first cap?
All right. First up, we got the Chronic by Dr. Dre, the original Chronic.
Yeah, beautiful hat, absolutely beautiful hat. I mean, in hand it's even more impressive, but the Chronic was probably the biggest album for me that shifted my attention from solely East Coast hip hop to West Coast hip hop, and it introduced the world not only to Dr. Dre outside of NWA, but Snoop. Snoop made his appearance here, and that's when things in the West Coast started getting really good, in my opinion. I mean, there was always good rap music out there, but this album is iconic. The hat is fantastic. It's hooked to the hat perfect, to the album cover perfectly. What do you think, Leon?
It's a good looking hat. For me, for practical reasons, white's so tough, but I mean, if you're hooking this album, like, what can you do, right? I know when Hat Club did their version,
it's not optic white. So
okay,
to be clear, it's not optic white. It is so I know it looks like it's optic white there, but it's not. And I'll show it in hand. It's more of like an off white.
Oh, cool. Okay, well that helps the case then. And iconic albums. This is Drake's first venture outside of NWA. So
Dre's,
yeah. Sorry,
I thought you said Drake. You got Toronto on the mind.
There's no Toronto in here. But yeah. Dre's first venture outside of NWA. So one of the iconic albums, right?
Yeah, and when I show you the hat, you're gonna be floored, I think. All right, let's take a look at what's next. So next up, what do we have, Leon?
The Slim Shady LP by Marshall Mathers, Eminem. Technically his second album, but realistically it's his debut.
This is his first, like,
to most people.
His real studio album. I mean, his first record, Infinite, sold like 1,000 copies. This was introducing the world to the real Slim Shady. And it's interesting that we do this right after Dre because Dre,
the torch.
Yeah, Dre. I don't know about pass the torch, but he certainly put Eminem in a place to be pretty successful. This album nowadays would be ultra controversial. There's a lot of cancel culture content in that album, I'll say.
He wouldn't have been able to make it, I don't think. Some of the stuff he said.
But lyrically, this dude was absolutely. Some people will debate me. I mean, I'm not going to say he's the best lyricist of all time, but lyrically, this guy is just absolutely amazing. And I know there's a lot of folks in Detroit that have, a love for Royce, the 5'9", and some other rappers out there. But Eminem to me was absolutely amazing. And this album was great, and this hook is great. It's hooked perfectly to that album cover. And I'll show that one in hand in a few minutes. But another great album, another great hat.
His storytelling was crazy. The stories he would tell with, like, guilty conscience
Oh,
and some of the stuff he did with his wife or his mom or whatever. Like
oh my
it was
God.
kind of crazy, but
Listen, what's different from that than from a horror movie, right? I mean, I think
yeah.
it's all entertainment. I think we can separate those two things, but man, what a fantastic album.
Mhm.
And like, listen, man, that album blew up. I remember that vividly. Um, Great album, great hat. Let's move on. All
All
right.
right.
Listen, Philly is in the house, and this is fitting for Pro Image in that Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. And the Roots to me are my favorite hip hop group of all time. I absolutely love the live elements of their music. Questlove, Black Thought, Malik B. This Black Thought is probably the most underrated lyricist of my generation, in my opinion. And this hat, listen, man, I know Hat Club did a Roots hat, right? This is better. This has got
Really?
earthy. It's two-tone, earthy. It's got that green under. It hooks to the album cover perfectly. There's so many great songs on this album too. This was like a backpacker's dream. You had the Roots. You had Q-Tip on this album. It was just top to bottom, just a really fantastic album. This hat is great. This is one that's going to be in my rotation for sure, and I can't wait to show it to you guys in hand.
I think when they first previewed this, they didn't like kind of tell you where the hooks were, and people. I saw a couple of guesses, maybe Beanie Siegel or something, but seeing this next to the cover, this is a great hook.
They did better. Beanie Siegel, I love, but when you think about Philly hip hop, right?
You're thinking the Roots.
I'm thinking the Roots. I mean, that's what I grew up on. So,
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
all right. So,
We got
yes,
Hove.
yeah, you could take people through this one, and I'll kind of share my thoughts.
Jay-Z's third, I guess, iteration of the Blueprint. So the
Mm-hmm.
Blueprint 3, Death of Autotune comes to mind, New York State of Mind with Alicia Keys. Great
Mm-hmm.
album. Great album. Right in his prime, I think, when he was like releasing like one album a year, I feel like.
In his prime, I think back to Jay-Z early on, like his first album with Dead Presidents and all that. I mean, Brooklyn's Finest was a fantastic song. I absolutely love Jay-Z. He's one of those guys. He's almost, what is he, 50? And he's still relevant, which is incredible. But this hat is also well done, even though it's a Yankees hat. We all know my disdain for the Yankees, but this you can't go with any other team for this one.
Yeah.
Beautiful hat, well done. Love the album, love Jay-Z. Another great addition to this collection.
And I believe this is the last one.
Now this one. So as a kid, the WuTang Clan, when this album came out, and specifically the song Mystery of Chess Boxing.
Okay.
It was like nothing I had ever heard. That was just like cypher rap at its finest. I mean, these guys were just going back and forth, verse after verse. I mean, it was Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, Method Man, all of them, man. Raekwon, Ghostface. It was probably a rap song that I listened to probably 1,000+ times. This I had on cassette tape when it first came out, and I wore through the cassette tape twice. That's how often I would because back then cassette tapes, you could hit rewind and it would go back to the track. It it had that technology at least. And I was doing it over and over with certain songs, and Mystery of Chess Boxing was one of them. There's so many good songs on that album, but I also love the fact that they did it on a Mets hat. The Yankees is always the obvious choice, but they were from Staten Island. So
Staten Island, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. You could use either Mets or Yankees. But I love the choice here. Great looking hat. This is one I'm going to wear proudly. Being that album is amongst my top 10 of all time.
Yeah, I didn't get hip to him until Triumph, but I was young when this one came out.
No, you have to listen, man. You have to go back and listen to this album.
Yeah, well, definitely have. I mean, they still reference stuff.
But you got to listen to it.
Yeah,
you got to listen to it. Like Mystery of Chess Boxing is just incredible. Such a powerful track. I want you to go back and listen to that one, Leon, and really listen to it. It's like rap at its finest. It really is. But yeah,
definitely will.
Yeah, that's the 5-pack in photos.
Yeah, and then I put them on just
right.
one slide so everyone can see.
Yeah, these are good, man. These are good. I don't want you to share your favorite yet. I'm going to go in order of my least favorite to my favorite. Now, that doesn't, I like every hat in this pack.
Yeah.
I want to be clear. I like every hat in this pack. So,
how much does the real music affect your I guess your scale?
I'll do two. I'll do my favorite out, my worst to my least, not worst. I can't use that word.
Yeah.
Least favorite album to favorite album first, and then I'll do the hat. How about that?
Fair.
All right. So now it doesn't mean where I believe they fit in the pantheon of rap albums.
No, what you like.
What I like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, last, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Blueprint 3.
Did you just not like this era of Jay-Z as much?
To me, Jay-Z, the Jay-Z I remember was the younger Jay-Z, the one that I grew with Brooklyn's Finest and some really gritty street type lyrics that still fit him because he was still in the streets. But this, it was just different for me. But it's not that I don't like this album.
Yeah.
It's just not my favorite era of Jay-Z.
Okay.
Okay, my next all right. We'll go here. Now, this isn't how I'm rating the hats right now. This is how I'm rating the albums. Next up for me. Shit, man, this is tough to do. In terms of my favorite album. I can't really. All right, I'm gonna go here. Only because I am a East Coast guy by heart. This album's iconic. It's one of the. I mean, listen, man. If Rolling Stones was doing a list, this thing would be one of the best, right? But I'm gonna go there. Next up, I'm gonna go Illadelphhalflife. That's not this isn't the order I like the hats again. And then
musical.
My favorite album-wise is Enter the WuTang, 36 Chambers. Unbelievable album. This was like nothing we had heard before. Gritty, and every one of them on their own was fantastic. But put them together, it was that album was hip hop perfection.
And some crazy samples, like random movie things. It's like people still like reference, like in everyday vernacular. You know
what's weird, man? It's my hat rating. So let's go through the hats, and I'm going to show them off, right? And I'm going to go least favorite. Now, this is my least favorite of the hats. Now I'm not sure. I'm kind of biased when it comes to. Can we take down the screen, Leon?
Yeah.
Let's show them up. Good. So I'm going to start here. This is my number 5 of the pack. This patch does pop though. It's got that. See that raised embroidery, Leon?
Yep.
Sharp looking hat, but it's my number 5 of the pack. Okay. My number 4 of the pack. I do like it. It's a perfect hook, but it's my number 4. Nice looking hat though.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 3. It's tough.
Ooh.
That's my number 3.
That's tough. I know you love the flat embroidery sometimes.
I do love the flat embroidery, but these other 2 hats I'm about to show you are at a different level, dude. They really are. All right, my number 2. Which one do you think I'm going to pick for number 2, Leon?
I think you got the Roots at number 1.
Think so?
I think so. Oh no. Okay.
Roots is my number 2.
Okay.
This is hard to pick, man. Now my choice might change, but this thing is sick, dude, isn't it? Look at it.
Yeah, I thought the olive under was gonna get you.
Man, this whole hat is gonna. If it was, oh god, you got me questioning it now, but I don't know, man. This thing is like, look at that patch. It's just perfect, man. But I don't know, man. There's something about this one. I think it's the gold that gets me.
Okay. It's a little bit of a more rare logo, right? The gold. Now,
I gotta switch it. No, I gotta switch it up, Leon.
Yeah, you
gotta remember. I just saw these 5 minutes before we start recording. I'm going Illadelphhalflife first.
That's what I thought.
This one is better than the other 3, though, in my opinion. Now I know it's tough because it's off white, but gosh, so I'm gonna wear one of these tomorrow.
Does the California Angels or Anaheim Angels kind of represent where he was from, Inglewood? I'm ignorant to the geography of it.
Listen, I'm not as concerned with that. I'm not as concerned with that because you're not going to get the exact geographical location. I think the easy play is LA, but I don't know. I think there was more. This logo and doing it this way hooks better to the album cover.
Yeah, they really hit the blue and the gold in the album.
They did, man. This is perfect.
And you would call it like a cream, maybe an
off-white? Yeah, it's like an off-white cream type color. It's like more of a cream, I'd say.
Looks like an eggshell.
It's nice.
I'm glad it's not optic though. The picture, I was nervous about it being optic.
Come on, man. Look at this is good though. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, Leon. Which one do you think I should wear tomorrow? Is it gonna be this one or is it gonna be the Phillies?
I think you gotta bust out the Phillies, man.
I know. Man. Fuck.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my number one. I had to switch it up, man. Last second change.
I'm still mad at Hack Club for losing the blue one they had. Was it Do You Want More? Was that the album?
Yeah. Do You Want More was their second album. Organics was their first album. Look at this. This is better than the Hack Club one, man. I don't care what anybody says. This is better than the Hack Club one. By far.
I mean, you don't have to choose. You got both.
I do, but this is better. I think it's the two-tone. Both are hooked well to the album cover, but this one is just at a different level, man.
Yeah. I think like a lot of the Hack Club stuff, it wasn't like which album was the best or which album was whatever. It was just whichever album spoke to or whichever album Justin listened to more as like, growing up.
That's okay. I mean, this is Pro Image now. So this is what I'm liking here.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting other stores are doing their takes on it. I mean, there's thousands of hip hop albums, right? Or even rock albums. Like
dude, they picked good albums though. They picked good albums. I mean, here's the whole clip.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite, Leon? You should tell me your order before we go.
I think I'm with you with Jay-Z last.
Okay.
Probably Eminem, then Eminem number 4.
Oh, you're almost on the line with me.
Yeah, he's kind of my era though, so that's why I would go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Then Dre, I think it is a nice one, but I tend to stay away from all white. And then no, I'll flip it.
You're going this.
Yeah. It's not like a far. It's by a hair.
All right.
And then
what's your list?
Yeah, because that's a tough one because WuTang, like I think everyone assumes New York, and I like how they went with the Mets.
Well, I mean, some of them were, I'm sure, I don't know where every single one of them were born, but I mean, there were like two factions that kind of came together. But yeah, you had RZA and Jizza were cousins, right? I mean, So I don't know. I just love this pack. I think it's super well executed. Like I said, I love what they're doing. Now, these hats are coming out Saturday. And there's multiple locations in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area. We'll put those in the description so everyone knows where they're at and with their Instagram handles. I mean, these are great, man. I would get, if I were out there and I didn't have these in hand right now, I'd be trying to get them.
And most of them take orders via DM, right?
I think after, I don't know the exact time. You have to check their respective Instagrams to figure that piece out. I'm not gonna
usually it's like locals eat, and then after whatever time, they put up the remaining stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna misquote. I certainly don't want to share something I don't know for sure, or you don't know for sure, but I would check the respective Instagrams. And then and it'll share something about times, like when you can go out there and get them after the locals get there. So basically it's for the locals, and then they shift to DM orders.
the good thing is one time I tried to order on DM, and I don't remember the exact location, but he was really helpful. He was like, I don't have it, but here's 8 stores that will. I'm gonna start calling around. And then like he got
Listen,
back to me. He's
it's
like,
all the same franchise. So they
yeah,
work together. It's like you've got like a connection between each of the stores. It's great, man. And their people are helpful. Every time you call them, anybody who's out in the Philly area who shops there always speaks so highly of all of these stores. So
yeah.
listen, man, it's good stuff. And I'm really happy that we have a great relationship with them, and we'll continue that relationship. But this is it, man. So with that, Leon, big fella, take us away.
Yeah, let us know in the comments which of these hats you're most excited to pick up. Views from the vault.com for official merchandise. We have our podcast available wherever you get your podcast. Please rate, review, subscribe to that. Until next time, Pierre and Leon, we signing out, guys. Stay fitted.
See you, everybody.